What is up, guys? So Sports back again with another video, and man, okay, today has been so wild. It has been crazy. These past 6 hours have been insane. But I have a premature winners and losers of free agency day one, I guess you could say. If other stuff happens, obviously I can't cover it in this video because, well, they don't happen. But I have 5 winners here and 5 losers, so let's talk about it. So let's start off with the losers bracket. So I think by far and away the biggest loser of today is 150% the New York Knicks. I mean, you have aspirations of signing KD and Kyrie Irving, and you get neither. And then not even try to go out and maybe sign a decent free agent, like maybe like a Malcolm Brogdon or Tobias Harris, or one of those guys. You go out and get Julius Randle. Okay, that's a good signing. I like that. Julius Randle's a young player. He had his best season of his career last season, so hopefully he can replicate that. Good signing. But then the two signings that you do after that make zero sense. First off, you signed Taj Gibson to $10 million per year. I don't get it. I don't understand that. And then you just signed Bobby Portis. So I don't know what their philosophy or their plan is here, but it doesn't make any sense. You're gonna have 4 big men: Julius Randle, Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, and Mitchell Robinson, on top of Noah Vonleh, who you just signed to an extension this past mid-season. I don't even know if he's still on the team. I don't know what you're gonna do with all these bigs. I don't know what. I'm so confused. So there's that. The Knicks just suck at stuff like this. I don't know. I'm baffled. We'll just leave it at that. The Knicks don't know what they're doing. I'm at a loss for words with how dumb this franchise is. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways, moving on. The next loser is 100% the Hornets. I mean, you're letting Kemba Walker leave your franchise, the best player your franchise has ever had, the heart and soul of your team, for nothing. You could have traded him last offseason. You could have traded him this midseason, but you said no both times, and you went out and you did nothing with him. You didn't make the playoffs either time, so you left with nothing. And then you go out there and you sign Terry Rozier to, I don't even know, a $20 million a year to a player who's had one successful playoff run, I guess you could even say. Maybe you can even call it successful. He had one good playoff run, and you're going off that. Last season, he was horrendous. He was a subpar scorer. He was super inefficient, didn't play defense. He was a cancer to the locker room, probably. And then it's a sign-in trade, so you're giving up more assets to the Celtics. Or I think maybe the Celtics are giving them assets. I don't know. But still, I don't understand it. You lose out on Jeremy Lamb. He goes to the Pacers. And then you don't even extend a qualifying offer to Frank Kaminsky. So, I don't know. Yeah, those two teams are without a doubt going to be the worst teams in NBA this next season. Without a doubt in my mind. Moving on to another loser. Not at the same extent of the Knicks or the Hornets. I'll be more lenient with these guys. But the Mavericks. I thought the Mavericks were going to be a very aggressive team. Also, go out and sign a guy like Al Horford or Tobias Harris or I don't know, Kemba Walker. I thought maybe, but they don't, and they end up with, who did they even sign? Who did they sign? They re-signed Dwight Powell to an extension, and I'm really unsure who else they signed besides that, but it wasn't any big names really. So I don't like that. They let all the big names leave. They were gonna trade for Goran Dragic, but I'm pretty sure that deal fell through. So I don't get it. I mean, you re-signed Kristaps, so obviously that's good. You traded for him, that's good, whatever. But I just thought they'd be more aggressive. I think they're going to be losers, losing out on all these big free agents. This is your time to be aggressive with the league being open next year. You wanted to sign someone like a Kemba. You wanted to sign someone like a Tobias Harris. You wanted to sign someone like an Al Horford, and you did it. So, yeah, there's that. Next team is the Kings. Same thing basically with the Mavericks. I thought they'd be real aggressive. Now, they took a slight L just because, I mean, Dwayne Dedmon I think is a good signing. I like that. For that price, I would like it more if it was like 10 mil a year instead of the 13 mil plus a year. So I don't know, and he's kind of old. He's 29 now, but I mean, he's a good center. I do think he's better than Willie Cauley-Stein. You can hit me in the comments for that, but I do think so. He brings more to the table at least. But then the Trevor Ariza signing. Um, 13 mil a year for Trevor Ariza, and Trevor Ariza is what, 34, 35-ish? I kind of see something similar to when he signed in the Suns, and he'll probably be traded midseason. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think you definitely needed to go after you got a Tobias Harris or an Al Horford. And just like the Mavericks, you didn't. Maybe the money was too high. Maybe it was. And then re-signing Harrison Barnes to that huge deal. I mean, giving 20 plus mil to your, what is he here? Your third, maybe even fourth scoring option on the team. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really like it. I think they'll still be a good team, but previously I thought they'd make the playoffs with the moves of signing Al Horford, Tobias Harris. Now I'm not so sure. And the last team, of course, another laughingstock, the Suns. Now, previously in my previous videos, after the draft, I said the Suns took an L because they traded TJ Warren for nothing. You draft Cam Johnson, and then it's like, okay, maybe you're trading TJ Warren for cap, and then you trade for Aaron Baines and Sarge on top of that, and then you sign Jalen Leck to a contract, so you're losing out on cap space right there. So basically you traded TJ Warren for no reason at all. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to be too harsh on them until after free agency, until after they sign somebody. But then they go out and they sign Ricky Rubio, which, what? You sign him to 15 mil, I think it was like, what, annually? It's like 17 mil annually, which is dumb. You put $10 million more on that, you can go out and get a D'Angelo Russell. So you can probably even go out and get a Malcolm Brogdon for 5 mil more, which I would have definitely liked more than Ricky Rubio. Because if you think about that backcourt defensively, that is going to be so atrocious. I mean, Devin Booker isn't a good defender at all. Ricky Rubio is not a good defender at all. And then talking about it offensively, what more does Ricky Rubio do for you than Tyler Johnson? I know Ricky Rubio is 100% a way better playmaker. You know, he's someone who can playmate. But outside of that, what can he do? He cannot shoot the ball. He's very inefficient. So it makes no sense. I would have been better off if you would have went out and signed a Terry Rozier, because they kind of signed for around similar deals. But I mean, man, I just don't know what this offseason is for the Suns. I don't. You pass up on Kobe White for Ricky Rubio. Is that a good pass off? I don't know. But I mean, this is day one. Maybe they could turn around and sign like a Pat Bev, or sign like a Pat Bev, one or the other. But those are my losers as of right now. I'll probably make a part 2 to this, thinking about what else happened, because if Kawhi does sign with the Lakers, obviously they'd be a winner. So maybe I'll do something like that. But now let's talk about the winners, though. My first one is obviously the Nets. I mean, getting 2 of the top 3 free agents right now, probably 2 of the top 4. I don't know what you think of Clay and Kyrie. If Kyrie's better than Clay, I don't know. But I mean, that's always great. 100%. Thinking about what they came from to what they are now is amazing. And then you're signing 2 guys who are top 3 players at their respective positions, which is amazing. I mean, and you still have your core group of Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, Musa, and Kuroks. You know, you still have those young guys and a mixture of vets. And then you signed DeAndre Jordan, who I said in my previous video, I don't know how I feel about that fit, but I mean, hey, you know, if it works out, it works out. It should be good chemistry because they are friends. He is friends, with KD and Kyrie. So, I mean, obviously they're going to be the winners, you know. Moving on, though, this pains me to say. This pains me to say. But I have the Warriors as a winner. Man, bro. Man, they traded for D'Angelo Russell. Wow, that is crazy. I don't know how they got him. Now, this backcourt defensively is going to be bad. I think so. Curry can't defend. D'Angelo Russell isn't a good defender himself either. But offensively, you just have to think about what they're going to do. They're going to be amazing offensively. Now, we're going off free agency. I mean, they did well. I mean, more than they weren't going to get anything anyway in free agency. They had no money, so being able to get an all-star when you have zero cap is great. You know, you always love that. So 100% a great trade for them. I mean, only giving up Andrew Iguodala. I mean, he's more than likely going to retire anyway. So that's that. And when Clay comes back, I don't know how the fit would work. Maybe you put Clay at the 3 and then have D-Russ at the 2. Maybe you trade D-Russ. I don't know. Maybe if, like, he won't come off the bench. You're not paying somebody $30 million to come off the bench. So, yeah, but I can't believe I'm saying this, but they're a winner. I think with the mindset that KD was already leaving with the trade you made, it was great. Moving on, though, I have the Pacers as a winner. Now, signing Malcolm Brogdon is great. You know, he should be a great point guard / shooting guard for you. Until Victor Oladipo gets back. I don't like them losing Thaddeus Young, but I mean, still, Malcolm Brogdon is a guy who can give you 15 points per game on 50, 40, 90, which is a huge loss for the Bucks. I don't have them at my losers because I mean they still made some great moves, but I think they're a slight loser. I don't know though, because Malcolm Brogdon does have foot issues and he's already 26, so I don't know. Maybe he could fall off or something. Maybe the injuries could creep up on him. If he was 3 years younger, I think this would be a definite loss for the Bucks. But I mean, he's not. So, yeah. But I like this move against the Pacers. And then they also went on the side of Jeremy Lamb, who can also be a good, serviceable shooting guard for you until Victor Oladipo comes back. And then once Victor Oladipo does come back, he can be moved to the backup position. And then you have that front court of Malcolm Brogdon and Victor Oladipo. That's probably the best front court in the league. Or not front court, I mean best backcourt besides maybe Lonzo Ball and Drew Holiday. But speaking of Lonzo Ball and Drew Holiday, I do have the Pelicans as a winner. I think they won the offseason by far, obviously. So whatever move they did in free agency was going to be great. And I mean, trading Solomon Hill to the Hawks to free up that cap, and then with that, signing JJ Redick, you're basically replacing Solomon Hill for JJ Redick, which is an incredible replacement. I mean, talk about a guy who averaged 17 on amazing three-point shooting, a guy who's so lethal in this league. You know, the defense is going to be so focused on him. It's just going to open up the floor more for guys like Zion Williamson. And then another guy who they just signed, Derek Favors, to be their backup center or even start at center. He's a great defensive big man. He can't really shoot, so I don't know how that fit would pertain next to Zion. But, I mean, yeah, the great signings for them. They signed two good vets, you know, to bring like a leadership role to the locker room and maybe establish themselves and help the young guys out. You just love to see it. I think whatever move they would have made, they would have been a winner, you know, because of what they did in the offseason. But it was just great. Talking about the Pacers more, I think, okay, we already covered the Pacers, but I don't know. Are the Pacers a winner? I think they're slight winners because, I mean, is Jeremy Lamb and Malcolm Brogdon a good trade-off for Thaddeus Young and Bojan Bogdanovic? I don't know. I think Bojan was a very valuable piece to their offense, to their winning. So, I don't know, but I do think they're still winners. And the last winner is the Sixers. Man, oh man, let's talk about the Sixers, bro. Let's talk about the Sixers. I don't know how they have all this cap. I mean, I'm pretty sure they signed Joel Embiid to an extension, correct? You give Tobias the max, and then you still have money left over to sign Al Horford to $25 million a year plus. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what the NBA is doing anymore, but still, great signing. And Al Horford, pairing him up next to Joel Embiid will be amazing. That fit, though, I don't know, because their lineup is going to be very big. It's going to be very big. More than likely, Tobias will play the 3. I like it. Just thinking about the Al Horford signing, going back to it, you got a leadership, a veteran presence, you know, a guy who's a great defender and who's a great three-point shooter. He's a good playmaker for his size too, so he can give you everything. And it's only a 4-year deal, so it isn't, you know, a 5-year max deal like maybe what the Celtics would give you, but still 4 years for Al Horford could maybe be iffy, so I don't know. But all in all, a good signing. And then I didn't even talk about the main part. Jimmy Butler sign and trade to the Heat for Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson is a great 3-and-D player. I talked about him earlier in my free agency predictions video of how this fit would be on the Heat. I like him. I mean, not the Heat, excuse me, the Sixers. I like him so much for the Sixers. Just a guy who can give you that 3-point shooting, that defense, good rebound. He's 6'6", so he's lengthy, so he can guard the threes if he needs to. You know, if you're thinking about a starting lineup for them, it'll probably be Ben Simmons, Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Joel Embiid. Defensively, that is amazing. And then if you think about their length and everything, now the problem would be they don't have like a shooter who can shoot off the dribble, so to say. I mean, Josh Richardson is a good spot up shooter, Tobias is a good spot up shooter, same thing with Al Horford, and then Joel Embiid can't really shoot, and Ben Simmons, we all know, can't shoot. So I'm wondering how that would impact it. But if they can go out and sign some guys on the men, guys like Wayne Ellington, maybe Danny Green would want to sign, maybe Seth Curry, you know, great free agency for them. But I think they definitely need to target one of those guys as a backup. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Man, free agency has been insane. Now these are premature winners and losers, so whatever else happens is gonna affect this, obviously. So yeah, there's that. But I hope you guys did enjoy. It's So Sports, and I'm out. Peace.